Hey guys, if you can't tell by looking at my surroundings, my life revolves around children. I'm Ashley. I'm the Children's Ministry Director at Grace Chapel, Lexington, which means that my job is amazing. It's the best job. And a big part of that job is the care for 600 plus regular attending Grace Chapel kids who I've been super missing during this season. So that's a big part of my life. And then at home, I have two tiny people, two kids. I have Evelyn, who is 5, and Magnolia, who is 3. And so it means that my home life is kind of a constant series of mom and mommy, uppies, mommy. And oh my gosh, did I really just trip on another toy? So I'm constantly surrounded by children at home and at work. And one of the things that I just love most about that is that it reminds me, constantly being surrounded by children reminds me that I am a child. I am the child of God. So what does it mean to be a child of God? Well, I really love the way 1 John 3:1 describes that, particularly the Message version. The Message version says, "What marvelous love the Father has extended to us." Just look at it. We're called children of God. That's who we are. Being a child of God means we are extended the marvelous love of our Father. So a question for today is as a parent, how do you love your child? And that's a tricky question because for some of you, you haven't had a good example of a parent in your life. For some of you, your biological parents might have failed you, might have actually left you with a lot of hurt. And so thinking of a heavenly parent is a hard comparison for you. Or for others, you may be thinking, well, I don't have children and maybe I don't plan on having children. How do I think through that? So for this purpose of this today, I'd love for you to think through it in the sense of what is the most extravagant, most wonderful way that you can imagine a parent loving their child. And as I think through that question, the words that come to my mind are things like unconditional, fully, with forgiveness, and full of goodness. Now, take those words that you came up with, or if you want to, the words that I said, the most extravagant way that you can imagine love, and apply them to how God feels about you, his child. God's love for us is extravagant. God's love for us is unconditional. God forgives us. He loves us fully. He wants his goodness and mercy to carry in us for the rest of our days. Because God loves us, it doesn't mean that we're not going to face hardship. And for many of us, even right now, this might feel like hardship. And I think God, when we think about our own children, we don't want bad things to happen to our children. We don't want our children to experience great hardship. We want to protect them from that. But that's not always what happens. Because children, we make decisions. We make decisions that force us into challenges. We make decisions that kind of separate us from God sometimes. And whether we're living in a season like this, and whether it's the virus bothering you, or if it's what the virus has done to your world that's bothering you, or maybe you're okay right now, and you're dealing with a decision or something that you did in the past that's left you with regret. Or you've made a decision that this world and the people in it don't understand. And they're telling you you're wrong and that's separated you from God. But what I want you to hear is no matter which one of those situations that you're in, we are God's children and he still loves us. His goodness and mercy are with us. And he wants us to receive that goodness and that mercy. Sometimes I find that there are people who think that they've moved too far away from God, or that there is something about them or something that has happened to them that doesn't allow them to be close to God. I've sat with kids before who have lives at home that don't emulate the beautiful relationship between a father and a child. And for them, for those children, it can be really hard to think about God loving us in that way. But I want you each to know that you can never move too far, that there is nothing about you or anything that's happened to you that can separate you from God loving you. I had the privilege of hearing the amazing Danielle Strickland speak at last week's Digital Orange Conference. And she said a thing that I loved. She says a lot of things I loved, but I loved this, and I want to share it here. What she said is, God is love, and you are loved by God. That's it, guys. It's not that hard. God is love, and you are loved by God. Right now, in this weird, hard season, you're loved by God. Whatever decision you made in the past that's eating at you, you're loved by God. Whatever this world may think of you, you are loved by God. So I hope that you will take some time today to reflect on God's love. Are you open to receiving it? Open your heart. Forgive yourself. Remember the scripture. We are called children of God. That's who we really are.